The harmful dysfunction approach to mental disorder. In addition to the preceding discussion regarding the evaluation of sexual pathology, another approach which is relevant to the fifth point previously mentioned on evolutionary considerations, and which will be useful for the current study, is that developed by Wakefield, 1992, 1999, and 2007. Wakefield has significantly sharpened conceptual approaches to understanding abnormal behavior and mental disorders, including those of a sexual nature, by adding an evolutionary psychological framework. He argues that the, quote, pure values approach to disorder, which has dominated the mental health field and which holds that behaviors at odds with important norms and morals are disordered, is flawed. Because if valid, then runaway slaves in the antebellum South really did suffer from drapetomania, and Soviet political dissidents really were in need of confinement and treatment, because these persons violated the dominant values of their society. Wakefield noted that natural selection has produced many physical mechanisms that perform needed functions for the body. When a physical mechanism breaks down and can no longer perform its function, it is called a dysfunction and may be harmful to the individual. When a dysfunction is harmful, it is called a disorder. Drawing upon evolutionary psychology, he noted that the same applies to mental mechanisms. Natural selection has also produced many mental mechanisms designed to perform particular functions, and they become dysfunctions when they break down, which can be harmful to the individual. When a mental mechanism does break down, causing harm to the individual, it is a harmful dysfunction, which properly defines the concept of mental disorder, he argued. What constitutes harm is a value judgment in a particular society, Wakefield argued. His definition of mental disorder is a hybrid, consisting of an objective component, i.e., is it a dysfunction, and a value component, i.e., is it harmful? Importantly, mechanisms were naturally selected in distantly past environments, referred to as the environments of evolutionary adaptedness, to serve functions useful in those environments. In a novel environment, a mechanism that is still performing its designed function may actually be harmful rather than helpful to the individual. A moth's white color-producing mechanism may be functioning as designed, but if the moth finds itself in a changed, black-suited environment, this healthy functioning mechanism may well be harmful for the moth, because it will be more likely to be preyed upon. The mechanism has become mismatched with the current environment, and so is an evolutionary mismatch. As Wakefield emphasized, an evolutionary mismatch is not a disorder because it is functioning as designed. The individual is not disordered, just unlucky, he argued. For present purposes, sexual desires or behaviors that were naturally selected in distantly past environments to perform useful functions in those environments, but which are mismatched with the current environment in which they are judged immoral or criminal because of values peculiar to this environment, are not objective disorders. If they cause harm for the individuals or their partners, they are of social and professional concern, but they are not pathologies or sexual disorders because they are not dysfunctions. They are functioning as designed, but in an incompatible environment.